The decision by the previous government to dismantle community cohesion programs in English schools has been widely criticized as an act of political vandalism, according to one of the country's leading experts on race relations, Prof. Cantle, renowned for his influential report on social integration following the 2001 riots, has expressed strong disapproval of this move. He points out that many long-term strategies aimed at fostering community unity were either abandoned or allowed to deteriorate under the Conservative government. Yeah, Cantle is not alone in his concerns. Several race relations experts support a united call from prominent think tanks such as British Future, Belong, and the Together Coalition. These organisations are urging Keir Starmer to use the upcoming Labour Party conference to deliver a State of the Nation address. They believe this will be an opportunity for Starmer to address the root causes of the recent riots and outline a comprehensive plan for rebuilding community cohesion. The joint report titled After the Riots has been shared exclusively with The Guardian. It emphasises that moving on from the recent violent disturbances without addressing their underlying causes could lead to further episodes of unrest and increased social polarization in the future. The report highlights the danger of simply brushing aside the issues rather than tackling them head-on. I see Cantle's critique focuses on the fact that with each new riot or disturbance, the response tends to be reactionary, dealing primarily with the immediate aftermath rather than the deeper systemic issues. He argues that while we have a clear understanding of the problems at hand, a more thoughtful and sustained approach is required. The irony, as he points out, is that investing in long-term cohesion efforts is significantly less costly than dealing with the fallout from ongoing disturbances. Cantle suggests that there are straightforward steps we could take, such as reinstating the requirement for schools to promote community cohesion. He describes the Conservative government's decision to remove this obligation from the Ofsted inspection regime as nothing short of political vandalism. Schools, he argues, are not just educational institutions, but also central to community life, serving as hubs for various activities, associations, and social interactions. The report advocates for several specific measures to address these issues. For instance, it suggests piloting restorative justice programs that would bring individuals convicted of riot-related offences together with local mosques and community organisations. Additionally, it proposes utilising local football and rugby league clubs to enhance social contact and foster a sense of shared identity across different community divides. The upcoming Euro 2028 tournament, which will be hosted in the UK, could serve as a focal point for these efforts. I see the recommendations in the report have also received backing from notable figures such as former Communities Minister John Denham, Akela Ahmed, who co-chaired the cross-government working group on anti-Muslim hatred, and RT Rev Dr. Toby Howarth, the Bishop of Bradford. Cantle has urged Starmer to use his upcoming speech to craft a narrative about how society should live together. Although this narrative might be broad in general, Cantle believes it can still be highly influential. Cantle emphasizes that this narrative must be supported by concrete actions aimed at bridging community divides and building trust and understanding. It is crucial to address any concerns and grievances in a meaningful way to prevent further unrest. Sundar Katwala, a co-author of the report and director of British Future, has also weighed in. He points out that there has been a long-standing gap in community policy, which was glaringly evident in the recent summer riots. While Starmer's initial response to the riots was commendable, Katwala stresses that it is essential to follow through with a detailed plan to prevent future incidents. Brendan Cox from the Together Coalition, another co-author of the report, concurs. He criticises the pattern of initial panic following riots, which is often followed by a period of reviews and then a return to routine. Cox argues that this cycle cannot continue and a more proactive approach is needed this time. Jamie Scudamore, the chief executive of Belong and also a co-author, calls for a national strategy that empowers local leaders with the necessary tools and resources to effect change. He highlights the vital role of local authorities in leading these efforts and suggests that a coordinated approach is essential for success. In response to these concerns, a spokesperson for the Ministry of Housing, Communities and Local Government has pointed to a new PS15 million community recovery fund, which was announced by Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner. This fund aims to support communities in addressing the deeper cause of unrest. It can be used for repairing damage to high streets and buildings, or for initiatives that strengthen community cohesion. Right, the spokesperson's mention of this new fund reflects an acknowledgement of the issues raised and an attempt to provide financial support for communities affected by recent disturbances. However, whether this fund will address the root causes effectively remains to be seen. The call for a more comprehensive strategy and sustained effort to rebuild community cohesion is likely to continue as experts and community leaders push for meaningful change.
Thanks for watching our video. Please hit the like button and subscribe the channel.